Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Arifa Lutfiya, and now I would like to present my lesson plan for ELT across the curriculum. Let me share screen first. So yeah, here is the lesson plan. The subject I choose here is social science for phase D and grade 7. The material is the distribution of flora and fauna in Indonesia. There will be two meetings for this lesson plan. Here's the tools, and then the learning model I use here is project-based learning or PJBL. And then for the first meeting, let's start with the first meeting. Here's the learning objectives. The first one is learning outcomes for phase D. So by the end of the lesson, students are able to explain the meaning of flora and fauna, identify the three main regions of their distribution in Indonesia, and give examples of plants and animals from each region. They are also able to describe why biodiversity is important and express simple ideas about how they can help protect the environment in their daily life. And here is the learning objectives of writing. So the skill we use for the first meeting is writing, and for the second meeting is presenting. The learning objectives of writing, the first one is student will be able to identify the meaning of flora and fauna. Two, student will be able to explain the three main regions of flora and fauna distribution in Indonesia. There's Western, Transitional, and Eastern in writing. Three, students will be able to categorize in writing examples of plants and animals into the correct distribution regions. And the last one is students will be able to participate in planning their project to make a scrapbook together. And let's move to the learning activities. We will start from the introduction or the reception. So the teacher will greet the students and get the student ready for the lesson by appointing one of them to lead the prayer. And after that, the teacher checks attendance by having the students mention who is not present. And we have a warm-up activity. As a teacher, I will show 4 or 5 pictures of Indonesian plants and animals, and students will guess like what's the name, is it plant or animal, and where do you think it lives? And it will be like this. I will show you the warm-up activities. So, I will show them these pictures first, and I will ask them. They will guess. They should guess. Like I will ask, what is the name? Is it plant or animal? And where does it lives? Like that. After they finish guessing, I will show them the right answer of these pictures. And I'm so sorry. There's my mistakes here. This is not kantong semar, but anggrek from Kalimantan. I will explain it to them like this is orangutan. The name of this species is orangutan. Uh, and that's an animal. I will explain it like this is Maleo from Sulawesi. This is kantong semar from Kalimantan, and the continue. So let's go back to the lesson plan. After they guess and after I explain it, I will explain to them like we're going to learn about the distribution of flora and fauna in Indonesia and how to preserve them. After that, we move to the core activities. The first one is determining the essential question. I will explain the meaning of flora and fauna, the three regions, and the example from each region. I will explain it with the PowerPoint, and here's the PowerPoint. Here's the PowerPoint of the distribution of flora and fauna in Indonesia for grade 7. I will show them the learning objectives first, and I will ask them, like for students, to read it. After that, I will explain why Indonesia has a unique biodiversity. It's because due to its location between the continents of Asia and Australia and the Pacific and Indian Oceans. This divides the distribution of flora and fauna into three regions: Asiatic, Australasian, and transitional. I will explain like what is flora and what is fauna. Flora is all the types of plants and vegetation that live in a particular area, and fauna is all the types of animals that live in a particular area. And then here's the distribution of the fauna in Sumatra, Java, Sulawesi, Kalimantan, Papua, and like that. After the distribution, I will explain the characteristics too, the characteristics of fauna, Western fauna, transitional fauna, and Eastern fauna. After that, I will explain the distribution of flora too, and the characteristics as well. And here I want to explain to them the benefits of flora and fauna too in ecology, economy, and the culture. After the benefits, I will also explain the threats to flora and fauna, for example, like deforestation, poaching, climate change, and environmental pollution. And here's the preservation's efforts, so they can like plant trees, do not hunt animals, maintaining environmental cleanliness, and inviting others to care. So yeah, we will go back to the lesson plan. After explaining it, we will do a map matching game. So the student will work in pairs. The student makes spacious names to the correct region, and after that, the student collect the answer sheets to the teacher. It will be like this. They should write down their name, like the student one and student two there, the class, and they should complete the concept map below correctly and precisely. The title is Diversity of Flora and Fauna in Indonesia. For the flora, they should write three Western flora, transitional and Eastern. And then after that, they should write Indonesian fauna, uh, the Western, transitional, and the Eastern. I will give them about like 5 minutes because they are allowed to access the internet too. And they work in pairs, so I think 5 minutes is enough. After that, we will do a game too. We will do a game again. It's teacher ask and student answer, or we can call it TASA time. Uh, so the teacher asks simple questions like why are some animals endangered? Something like that. I will show you. It will be like this. 3 stats at a time. And then I will like show it in the screen, in the smart TV or in the projector. So they should each question carefully and then try to answer quickly and correctly and write the answer the piece of paper. And I will randomly ask the students to read their answers in front of the class. So all of the students should like prepare. They should answer it in the piece of paper, and then I will ask them to read the answer in front of the class. Like, are you ready? And here's the first question. Why are some animals endangered? After I show them this question, I will give them like uh, 3 minutes to answer it in the piece of paper. And then after that, here's the answer. For the answer, I will, as I said it earlier, I will ask one of them to read the answer in front of the class, and we will see is it right or not, or is there any students who has a different answer, and is that right or not? And then move to question number 2, move to question number 3, and yeah, great job. They have completed fast time. And we will go back to the lesson plan again. After they finish answer those 3 questions, they will collect the answer sheets and give it to me. And then after that, we will creating the project design. So the project is Flora and Fauna scrapbook. So as a teacher, I will divide the students into groups of 5 and create a scrapbook page about one protected plant or animal from one region in Indonesia, and they should find the information from a credible source. And they can decorate their page creatively. So they should remember they should find the information from a credible source, not just from ChatGPT and something like that. They should give me like the source, credible source. So for the scrapbook, they must include the picture, name, the habitat or the location, why is it in danger or protected, the conservation efforts, notes about the information, and it can be printed or written up to them. And students' opinion or their opinion about how can we protect the environment in their daily life. And they should like give information to, are there any social media accounts that provide regular updates about them? For example, like maybe 11s. Is there any social media in Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or anything else? And the source of information, as I said it earlier, credible source. So students should find those materials to make their scrapbook, and next week they will decorate it together in the classroom. And the third is preparing the schedule. Each group must divide what items will be brought by each member, and they have 1 week to prepare it. They will make the scrapbook together at school in the next meeting and then present it in front of the classroom. And each group must practice to prepare the presentation, whether offline or online. For the closings, the students will share like which animal or plant did your group choose, and then why did they pick it? Why did you guys pick it? And I will summarize main points and give appreciation for the students' effort. Here's the materials for the first meeting. I will show them the scrapbook is example too. It will be like this, but they can decorate it creatively. Here's the worksheet. And then here's the group project. So I will give them this group project. I will printed it and give it to them. Like there's there's five groups, for example, and then I will give to each of them. And then here's a rubric for the map matching and the task time and the final score also. And after that, we will move to the second meeting. Here's the learning outcomes or phase D. By the end of the lesson, students are able to present their group project about flora and fauna, explain key information using simple English, demonstrate basic presentation skills, respond to questions, and give example feedback to others. And here are the learning objectives of presenting. One is students will be able to elaborate their understanding of flora and fauna by presenting their group project orally. Students will be able to use basic presentation skills such as speaking clearly, making eye contact, and using visual aids. Three, students will be able to organize their ideas into a simple and clear presentation structure like the opening, the content, and the closing. Four, students will be able to evaluate their own and other group presentation through reflection and feedback. And here's the learning activities. As usual, we will start with introduction and reception. The teacher will greet the students and get the student ready for the lesson. The teacher checks attendance and the teacher will review previous lesson. Like, what did you learn about flora and fauna? What project did your group prepare? And I will explain, the teacher will explain, like today's focus is presenting the scrapbook and simple presentation structure like opening, content, and closing. For the core activities, the first one is monitoring project progress. So students create their own scrapbook with their group using the materials they brought and the concept they already mixed. So each group is different, must be different because they have different concept, right? And students show their prepared materials. The material used in making scrapbook depend on the concept created by each groups. And we have a rules too. So the scrapbook must include, as I said it earlier in the first meeting, here's they must include this. And then after that, the teacher checks each group's scrapbook progress, like give feedbacks and suggestion, like I will ask them like what have you prepared, what part is not finished yet, and do you have any difficulties, something like that. Now students will continue finalizing their scrapbook in groups. After that, we have presenting and reflection. The teacher will inform that each group will take turns performing randomly. So I will call them randomly. Each group has 5 minutes to perform, and they should explain, the students should explain the name of flora fauna, habitat or the location, why it is endangered, conservation efforts, and their opinion. And it is forbidden to open notes or phones while presentation. While presenting, other students must listen, make a simple feedback sheet in a piece of paper. After all group finish, the teacher leads a quick peer mini feedback. Uh, and students say a lot like one thing they like about other group and one suggestion to their friends. And after that, as a teacher, I will give overall feedback and appreciation for the effort. And then the last one is evaluating and the final results. I will evaluate students using a presentation rubric. I will give overall feedback like their strength, like the creativity, confidence, etc. And areas to improve to like the pronunciation, the clarity, etc. And then I will close the lesson, like teacher and students conclude the lessons. like importance of protecting flora and fauna. Students will share like things they learned today, and teacher will give appreciation for students' work. And here's the rubric for the second meeting. The presentation rubric, it will be like this. Like the content, organization, language use, and presentation skill, and the visual aid. In this case, is scrapbook. And there are scoring notes too. And the teacher can use a simple checklist or rating scale during the performance to make scoring faster. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.